Chapter 246, To Kill Ming Jin, Gu Shengyi comes. Buzz. Suddenly, a bloody Buddha light rose into the sky, expanding as the aura on Ming Jin's body continued to grow. In just a few breaths, the bloody Buddha's light expanded to thousands of miles. At this moment, a phantom appeared from Ming Jin's inner body. Buzz. The phantom is the image of a bloody Buddha, and the aura it emits is extremely terrifying, like a Buddha and a demon in the nine nether abyss. Hey! At this time, a soft sigh came out from the bloody Buddha's shadow, as if expressing compassion for heaven and earth. For a time, many Tianjiao who came from the three main cities of Tianxi continent felt pity inexplicably when they saw this scene. Hey! Why is my heart so sad? Who is disturbing this young master's Taoist mind? Look, a bloody Buddha light appears in the void. What kind of Buddha light is this? It can actually affect my Taoist heart. This is the 17th ranked infinite Buddha body. I think this person is the Buddha of Tianfo Hall. As expected of Mingjin Buddha of Tianfo Hall, this move of infinite blood Buddha actually made me feel pity for the holy demon continent. When everyone saw the bloody light rising into the sky, they suppressed the grief in their hearts and accelerated towards the original land of the Fu clan. On the other side, a simple and gorgeous 9-phoenix jade chariot was galloping from the direction of Guzu. In front of the jade chariot, there were hundreds of people driving powerful holy beasts and running wildly. At this time, in the jade chariot, a woman as beautiful as celestial immortal was lying half on the couch. She was wearing an elegant ancient gauze dress, her skin was as good as snow, and her beautiful eyes had a faint ancient charm. A head of black hair hangs down like a waterfall, flowing on the shoulders, which is extremely charming. This person is the goddess of the ancient clan, the ancient saint. Goddess, in the land of the Fu clan, a bloody Buddha appears and rises into the sky. A pretty good-looking woman came to the jade chariot and reported to Gu Shengyi what happened outside. When the latter heard this, she who was originally lazy suddenly sat upright. What did you say? Bloody Buddha light. Yes, goddess. After receiving the confirmation, Gu Shengyi had a thoughtful expression on his face, and then murmured slightly at the corner of his mouth. I didn't expect, the embers of Tianfo temple came so quickly. Turning around, she raised her beautiful eyes and said to the maid. Speed up and move forward, I want to see their battle. No. After the maid responded, she went out to give orders. In the void of the Fu clan, when Ming Jin cast the infinite blood Buddha and was born, the void was filled with a powerful killing aura. Feng Haoren couldn't help but let out a sarcastic laugh when he saw that a monk could display such terrifying killing energy. Haha. They all say that I, the Buddha, are compassionate, but I didn't expect that the incarnation of the Buddha in the Dangtang Tianfo Hall would be even more terrifying than the murderous aura of this demon. I really don't know, where did you get the courage to shout out the words of Buddha to save the world? Whether you can save people in the world will be decided by this Buddha. To deal with this strange devil like you, there is no need to save him, only kill him. When Ming Jin heard this, he became furious and screamed at Feng Haoren with a ferocious look on his face. Kill. Buzz. As the word kill appeared, the phantom of the bloody Buddha clasped his hands together, and a powerful blood light suddenly spurted out from his palms. Hey! The speed was so fast, like a bolt of lightning, that it rushed towards Feng Haoren. Feng Haoren's eyes condensed, showing a cold expression, and then the corners of his mouth slightly raised. Haha! How can a hypocritical Buddha dare to be so presumptuous in front of me and give you face? Feng Haoren stretched out his right hand and waved lightly, and a black light suddenly emerged. Buzz who? In the blink of an eye, black light and blood light collided together. Bang! The two divine lights collided, making an earth-shattering sound, and the surrounding space trembled. The bloody Buddha light and the dark demonic energy are entangled with each other, refusing to give in to each other. However, as time went by, Feng Haoren's strength became obviously superior, and the dark demonic energy gradually suppressed the bloody Buddha's light. When Ming Jin saw this, he was startled. He secretly tried his best to use his dharma to resist Feng Haoran's attack. But Feng Haoran's power was too huge, and Ming Jin's body was forced to retreat continuously. He looked incredulous. How is this possible? Could it be that, even if I use the magical skill of the infinite blood Buddha, I am still no match for him? No. I will not give in. Aha! The more Ming Jin thought about it, the more unwilling he became, and then he roared out. Then, he forced out a drop of blood essence from his body and merged it with the blood Buddha. Buzz! After the phantom of the Buddha merged with the essence and blood, in an instant, the blood light burst out, and the aura it exuded was several times stronger than before. Humph! A cold snort came from the mouth of Buddha's phantom, and the terrifying power directly shattered Feng Haoran's attack. Boom! The power Feng Haoran released was shattered, and his waving hand was suddenly force dissipated, and his figure unconsciously took a few steps back. But he didn't panic at all, but looked at the other party with a playful expression. Hey, have you started to sacrifice blood? If that's the case, then I will stop playing around with you. After saying this, Feng Haoran put one hand in front of him and suddenly clasped his fingers. Buzz! Suddenly, a domineering holy demon sword appeared in his hand. Then he stared at Ming Jin with a bloodthirsty face and made a cold voice. Countless geniuses want to kill me, but you don't have the ability. In order to prevent those little fishes and shrimps from coming to trouble me, I need a monkey. If I kill you, I believe that those chickens like them will not dare to jump in front of me. People say that killing chickens will show the monkeys, but Feng Haoran wanted to kill the monkeys directly to scare the chickens. When Ming Jin heard Feng Haoran's words, there was a trace of fear in his heart, but more of it was anger. He gritted his teeth, formed seals with his hands, and roared. Hee hee! He was seen using all his strength to drive the phantom of the bloody Buddha towards Feng Haoran. Seeing the scarlet Buddha attacking, Feng Haoran raised the corner of his mouth slightly and waved the holy demon sword in his hand, easily cutting through the attack of the phantom. Buzz! Hoo! Boom! The phantom of the bloody Buddha let out a cry and disappeared into the air. Pfft! Ming Jin spurted out a mouthful of blood and swayed backwards. He looked at Feng Haoran, his eyes full of despair. I'm not willing to give in. He murmured softly. Several geniuses in the Tianfo Hall saw that their Buddhist disciples had lost, and they didn't even react for a moment, staring at them dumbfounded. Even the old monk who was protecting the Tao actually forgot to come to the rescue at this time. However, at this moment, several high-pitched phoenix calls came from the void. Chirp! Then, a scene of 9 phoenixes pulling a chariot appeared in the void, and it was Shengyi who came. I saw 9 phoenixes fluttering their wings at the same time and rushing over in the blink of an eye. The ancient Saint Yi stood on the corridor of the Jade Chariot Pavilion, his clothes fluttering, like the divine maiden descending from the 9 heavens. She watched Feng Haoran knock Ming Jin away with one strike of his sword, a trace of shock flashed in her beautiful eyes. Seeing that Ming Jin was about to be killed, he hurriedly shouted loudly. Feng Haoran, if you dare to attack the Buddhist disciples of Tianfo Hall and Tianxi continent, I will destroy you. Hearing this, Feng Haoran raised his eyes and saw the cold and beautiful woman in the 9 phoenix jade chariot. The only one in the heavenly continent who could have such a formation was the ancient ancestor goddess. However, her identity did not have any deterrent effect on Feng Haoran. Then, I only heard him chuckle, ha! Ancient clan goddess? So what? If you dare to stop me today, I will kill you too. As he spoke, he held the holy demon sword and rushed towards Ming Jin, who flew backwards. Chapter 247 The Fall of Guam Shengyi? Goddess of the ancient clan? So what? Today, if you dare to stop me, I will kill you too. After Feng Haoran finished speaking, he took the holy demon sword and charged towards Ming Jin, who flew backwards. When the latter saw Feng Haoren rushing towards him with murderous intent on his face, his heart skipped a beat and he turned to look at the old monk. The old monk, who had not reacted before, finally woke up and shouted loudly. "Demon Dao thief, you dare!" After saying that, he jumped up and disappeared from the place. On the other side, Gu Shengyi, as the proud daughter of the ancient clan, has always been sought after by countless prodigies, and she is even more obedient to her words. But Feng Haoren didn't take her words seriously at this time, and instantly became furious. "Feng Haoren, since you are seeking death, I will help you." She and the old monk were dispatched almost at the same time. Due to the old monk's strong cultivation, she appeared behind Ming Jin in the blink of an eye and caught him. Then, with a flick of his sleeves, the wide sleeves of his robe were rolled up around his arms, and then he waved a palm towards Feng Haoren who was attacking him. Buzz! Ding! A crisp sound came, which was caused by the collision of the holy demon sword in Feng Haoren's hand with the old monk's palm print. Just as the two were confronting each other, Gu Shengyi also rushed behind Feng Haoren. A sneer appeared on her face, and as she waved, she held a long sword in her hand, and then stabbed Feng Hao in the heart. Choke! The sound of the sword drew Feng Haoren's attention, but he was currently confronting the old monk and couldn't pull his hand away at all. Just when he was about to risk serious injury, a gloomy voice appeared behind him. "Humph, how dare a little girl do mischief behind Emperor Monarch's back? Have you ever asked me?" That's right, the person who came was none other than Tuba Nether King. When he saw Gu Shengyi take action, he couldn't hold back and took action. Tuba Nether King held a broadsword in his hand and slashed at Gu Shengyi unceremoniously. Buzz, who? The generous broadsword swayed with crescent blade light in the void, and flew across the sky towards Gu Shengyi. Gu Shengyi, who was flying towards the target, saw the sudden sharp sword light and hurriedly put the sword in his hand above his head. Dang! The sword light collided with Gu Shengyi's long sword, making a roar, and the power emitted continued to linger in the void. Because Gu Shengyi was in a hurry to block it, there was a huge gap in strength between her and Tuba Nether King. Therefore, at this time, she continued to retreat, and her figure drew an arc in the void. "Hey! Tianu, are you okay?" Gu Shengyi was caught by a young man, and he asked with a worried look on his face. The humiliated Gu Shengyi ignored him at all and was about to rush towards Tuba Nether King again, but was stopped by the young man beside him. "Goddess, you are just a clown, why do you need to take action yourself?" As soon as these words came out, Gu Shengyi felt much relieved, and she felt that it was the same. After all, the only one who could make her take action personally was Feng Haoren. The dog slave next to him is not worthy of messing up his mind for him. "Okay, you go and kill him for me." When the young man heard this, he showed a bloodthirsty expression on his face and made a joking voice. "As you command, my highness the heavenly lady." With that said, he took a step forward and arrived in front of Tuba Nether King in a blink of an eye. "And, are you ready to die?" After hearing this, Nether King sneered. "Haha! You are a licking dog, let's see how I will destroy you." Whoosh! Tuba Nether King's figure flashed and turned into a stream of light and rushed forward. "Well done!" When the young man saw him coming towards him, he even felt excited. He took a step forward and faced him. The two fight quickly, and it may be difficult to determine the outcome in a short period of time. On the other side, Feng Haoren was still fighting against the old monk with the holy demon sword in his hand, but due to the huge difference in strength between the two, the former was knocked back by the old monk within a few rounds. Boom! Chi! Feng Haoren's feet rubbed in the void, drawing an arc. Upon seeing this, Tian Kui was about to take action when Zhang Ruoxian's voice sounded. "Humph! Old bald donkey, does suppressing the younger generation make you feel superior? Today, I will let you know that you are like a chicken or a dog in front of me." Whoosh! "Haoren, leave this old bald donkey to me." Zhang Ruoxian's figure disappeared from the spot, and the voice came from the void. Although Feng Haoran's cultivation level is only Demon King 10th layer, his combat power is that of Demon Venerable. But even so, he is still no match for the old monk. After all, those who can become the protectors of Mingjin Buddha must at least be in the realm of Dao ancestor or above. And now Zhang Ruoxian is not far from the Hongmeng demon realm. Even if the old monk is in the realm of ancient ancestors, ancient demons, he is still sure to kill the opponent. When Feng Haoran saw the old monk being confronted by Zhang Ruoxian, his eyes couldn't help but fall on Ming Jin. Now, who else can save you? When Ming Jin heard this, a look of fear suddenly appeared on his handsome face. Facing Feng Haoran step by step, his body retreated unconsciously. Feng Haoran, what do you take my words for? Gu Shengyi thought Feng Haoran would stop there at first, but he didn't expect that he would still want to kill Ming Jin. At that moment, she jumped up, exuding a powerful aura, blowing her gauze skirt. Hey! In response to her move, Feng Haoran's gloomy face showed a sneer. Haha, don't challenge my tolerance, because the consequences are not something you can bear. Since I have sentenced him to death, no one can save him. Feng Haoran swayed, pretending to avoid Gu Shengyi, and at the same time stabbed Ming Jin with the holy demon sword in his hand. Since Tianfo Temple has always been on good terms with the ancient clan, the ancient Saint Yi will never allow Ming Jin to die in the Tianxi continent. Seeing Feng Haoran's holy demon sword about to penetrate Ming Jin's soul sea, the ancient saint moved. Hey! I saw her silhouette flashing, coming behind Feng Haoran, and the sword appeared in his hand again. Then, there was the sound of the body being pierced. Poke! Aha! Ah! Suddenly, Ming Jin and several talented people from Tianfo Hall were shocked. They couldn't believe the facts in front of them. Even the young man who was fighting Twiba Nether King stopped fighting at this time. Then, he let out a roar. Goddess! Yes, it was Gu Shengyi whose body was pierced. Feng Haoran seemed to want to take action against Ming Jin before, but in fact, what he really wanted to destroy was Gu Shengyi. At this time, he looked at Gu Shengyi with an indifferent expression, and then made a cold and ruthless voice. You are too annoying. I don't like to be disturbed when I am doing my business, so I can only send you away first. But, don't worry, the little monk Mingjin you have been thinking about will come soon. After all, I am a person who likes the beauty of adults. Gu Shengyi could not believe that this was true. She slowly lowered her head and saw the domineering holy demon sword penetrating her flat soul sea. Just when she was about to say something, Feng Haoran suddenly drew his sword. Baiu! Pfft! Blood sprayed out from Gu Shengyi's mouth as if he wanted no money. Buzz! SSSSSSS! Then, countless rays of light emanated from her body, indicating that the cultivation level in her body was dissipating. At this moment, everyone present stopped moving. They watched in horror as Gu Shengyi's fairy-like body continued to fall. Ah! Suddenly, the young man who was fighting Twiba Nether King let out a heart-rending roar. Feng Haoran, I'm going to kill you. Humphan Ant is worthy of Emperor Monarch. I will send you to accompany her now. Hey! The Nether King let out a cold snort, then raised his sword and dropped it. The broadsword in his hand drew a ray of light in the void and penetrated the young man's body. If you're enjoying this content, please make sure to like and subscribe Chinese Novel Audiowave. Chapter 248 If I kill someone, Buddha can't stop me. You. In the void, the young man's pupils suddenly shrank, and he wanted to say something, but he couldn't speak at this time. Because, his figure, is turning into little stars, dissipating between heaven and earth. On the other side, just when Feng Haoran was about to kill Ming Jin, suddenly, an angry voice sounded like thunder. Little beast, you dare to kill Her Highness the Heavenly Lady. I want you to pay with your life. Rumble. Suddenly, a terrifying vision of heaven and earth appeared in the void, and then, a huge palm print fell from the sky. The powerful shock wave made a harsh whistling sound in the air, and even cracks appeared in the space wall. Click! Feng Haoren felt the overwhelming anger, and the palm prints coming from the void squeezed the robes on his body and danced wildly. His eyelids were slightly raised, a coldness flashed in his eyes, and then the corners of his mouth opened slightly. Yuanqi, destroy him! Although Feng Haoren's voice was soft, it resounded throughout the void. Heavenly Venerable Yuanqi, who had been waiting in the distance, took a step forward when he heard Feng Haoren's call. Buzz! His figure disappeared in the blink of an eye, and when he reappeared, he was already under the huge palm print. Heavenly Venerable Yuanqi formed a seal with his hands and cast a mysterious spell on his giant palm. In an instant, the rays of light collided with the giant palm. Boom! There was a loud noise, the heaven and earth shook, and the giant palm was shattered by the earthquake. And Heavenly Venerable Yuanqi was unscathed, floating quietly in the air. Damn ants, how dare you resist, you are seeking death! An angry shout came from the sky. Heavenly Venerable Yuanqi looked up and saw a middle-aged man in Chinese clothes coming out of the air, his eyes cold and full of majesty. A calm voice came from Yuan Chikao. Who gave you the courage to take action against Emperor Monarch? Whoosh! Before Yuanqi finished speaking, his body disappeared from the spot. When he reappeared, he was already behind the middle-aged man. Go down! The sudden sound made the middle-aged man frown, just as he turned around. Then he saw Yuanqi emitting a terrifying force, spraying out towards him. Buzz who? The middle-aged man didn't have time to think too much, he crossed his hands in front of himself, and a defensive light appeared. Boom! Yuanqi's strength was extremely powerful, and the middle-aged man's body was like a cannonball, drawing an arc in the void. Call out! Bang! There was a sound of landing, and countless dust suddenly flew up. After a few breaths, I saw blood hanging from the corners of the middle-aged man's mouth, looking at Yuanqi with a horrified expression. Damn it, who is this person? I didn't expect that besides those demon venerables, there would be such powerful people in the demon court. On the other side, Feng Haoren saw that he was no match for Yuanqi, and his eyes fell on Ming Jin again. Okay, no one will bother me now. It's time for you to leave. Otherwise, the goddess of the ancient clan will be gone. Feng Haoren held the holy demon sword in his hand, took one step forward, and rushed towards Ming Jin. Upon seeing this, several geniuses from the Tianfo Hall stepped out one by one and placed themselves in front of Ming Jin. Buddha, we will stop him for you. You should leave this place quickly and avenge us later. Golden body of heavenly Buddha. Buzz! Several bald heads shouted loudly at the same time, and their bodies glowed with golden Buddha light. Then, several Buddha lights gathered together to form a golden Buddha statue. Amitabha. A Buddha's name came from the Buddha statue like a Sanskrit sound, constantly lingering in the void. Ming Jin saw several of his fellow disciples resorting to secret methods of burning blood essence in order to save themselves. At this time, he finally regretted it. He originally thought that with his own strength, he would be able to transform Feng Haoren, a little devil. Unexpectedly, its strength is so terrifying. No wonder Tianwei asked the geniuses of the 9 continents to join forces to destroy it. Everything is because I am too arrogant. Brothers and sisters, I will definitely ask Feng Haoren to get back all your efforts in the future. After Ming Jin finished speaking, he wanted to run away into the distance, but just as he turned around, a loud noise suddenly came from behind him. Rumble! Ah! No! Then, several screams rang out, and Ming Jin looked back again, only to see the golden Buddha statue being struck by Feng Haoren's sword and instantly shattered into pieces. At this moment, several of the geniuses from the Tianfo Hall were knocked backwards by a burst of magic light. And the body showed signs of rupture, and countless golden lights burst out from it. Bang bang bang! Several bursts of explosions were heard, and the geniuses in the Tianfo hall instantly turned into nothingness. No! A heartbreaking roar came from Ming Jin's mouth, and then he gave Feng Haoran a vicious look, then turned into a stream of light and fled into the distance. Feng Haoran watched all this with an expressionless face, and the holy demon sword in his hand exuded a trace of demonic energy. The corners of his mouth were raised slightly and he said calmly, "Want to run away? Do you agree?" Then, he flashed and chased towards Ming Jin. Ming Jin tried his best to escape, but Feng Haoran was faster and caught up with him in a blink of an eye. "Resign yourself to your fate." Feng Haoran raised the holy demon sword and slashed towards Ming Jin. Buzz, who? Dang! At this moment, a sudden change occurred, and a mysterious force came, neutralizing all Feng Haoran's attacks. Who is it? Feng Haoran looked around cautiously. However, no one was seen, but at this moment, a voice like a yellow bell resounded through the sky. "Feng Haoran, you killed the ancient clan Heavenly Girl, which has made the world intolerable. Now you want to kill the Buddha in the Heavenly Buddha Hall, who gave you the courage." As soon as he finished speaking, a monk emitting golden light appeared and stood in front of Ming Jin. When Feng Haoran saw this, his eyes narrowed slightly. He felt the powerful aura of this person. But Feng Haoran didn't have any fear in his vocabulary, so he spoke to the bald monk indifferently. "No matter who you are, if I want to kill him, not even the Buddha can stop him." Chapter 249 Buddha, Destiny. "No matter who you are, if I want to kill him, not even the Buddha can stop him." Feng Haoran's words were like thunder, exploding in everyone's hearts, and the geniuses from all continents present were shocked. "Let me go, Emperor Monarch of the Demon Court is so arrogant. Does he know who this person is? Yes, how dare he? You know, this is really the Buddha of Tianfo Hall. Come to think of it, this must be the reason why Tianwei is afraid of forbidden celestial bodies. That's right. Didn't you see that when he killed the goddess of the ancient clan, it was like killing an ordinary genius? Speaking of which, the ancient clan's goddess died, why didn't the ancient clan's patriarch appear? There should be no news from this side. Didn't you see the ancient clan protector being suppressed and beaten?" As soon as these words came out, everyone hurriedly turned to look in the direction where the ancient clan people were fighting Yuan Shi. From this view, Yuan Shi cast an energy wave and directly hit the abdomen of the protector of the ancient clan. Bang! Aha! A scream came from the void, and his figure drew an arc in the space like a cannonball. But Yuan Shi was not ready to let it go, so he saw his figure turning into an afterimage and rushing out. In an instant, he arrived behind the flying figure of the ancient clan protector. Then, Yuan Shi showed a cold smile on his face, slowly raised his hand, and opened the corners of his mouth slightly. Destroy! In the palm of Yuan Shi's raised hand, a burst of energy that destroyed the heaven and earth appeared. As soon as he said the word annihilation, it immediately penetrated the space and rushed straight towards the ancient clan protector. Hey! Boom! Pfft! The ancient clan protector had no time to dodge, and was directly hit by Yuan Shi, with blood spurting out of his mouth. Reluctant, he slowly raised his eyes full of despair and helplessness, like a star that was about to fall, and finally dissipated in the world with regret. Ah, dead, dead! The ancient clan's goddess protector is also dead. This, Emperor Monarch, is it true that no one can stop him? Didn't the 9 continents agree to join forces? If Feng Haoran defeats them one by one like this, wouldn't Hongmeng be in danger in the future? When many geniuses saw that the powerful people around Feng Haoran had such terrifying strength, they were all panicked. Their hearts felt like being eaten by a swarm of ants, filled with fear and uneasiness. They all have the same question in mind, that is, how to punish Feng Haoran. If the leader of the 9 controlling clans is destroyed, wouldn't Hongmeng be controlled by Demon Dao? Just when the geniuses were thinking, a Buddhist sound sounded. Amitabha Feng Haoran, as long as I am here today, you cannot even think of taking action against the Buddha in our heavenly Buddha hall. Pfft! Feng Haoren let out a sneer, and the laughter was like a sharp sword, piercing everyone's eardrums. But before he could speak, another voice came. You're just a clone, but you dare to speak so brazenly in front of Emperor Monarch. Today, I'll let the old master come and meet you. The person who spoke was Heavenly Venerable, who had never shown any morals. As soon as he finished speaking, his figure disappeared from the spot. Whoosh! When he took action, the court once again made waves, like a huge stone being thrown into a calm lake. How is this possible? Another peak powerhouse from Hongmeng ancestor. Didn't I say that there are only 5 ancient demons in the demon court? 2 died in the last war, and now there are only 3. The 3 of them are Ren Tianxing, Mo Shangxiu, and Lin Wuhen, but why have I never heard of these 2 people? It seems that the demon court is not as simple as it appears. The strength of these 2 people is ridiculously strong. I am afraid that only the controller can suppress them. Buzz. Morality Heavenly Venerable waved his hand, and the Xianhuang Tower faced the wind, exuding a terrifying Xianhuang aura, as if it were a divine tower that suppressed the world. As the Buddha of the Tianfo Hall, Yuan Mi's clone, his hands were constantly forming seals, just like an artist creating a beautiful painting. Suddenly, a huge golden swastika emerged from behind him, blocking the top of his head, like a golden sun. Buzzing! Boom! The 2 collided, making an earth-shattering sound. Heavenly Venerable's expression changed slightly, obviously underestimating the strength of the other party. Yuan Mi's clone took the opportunity to fight back, chanting Buddhist scriptures, and countless Buddha lights gathered into a huge Buddha's hand, as if it were a giant hand falling from the sky, and slapped towards the moral Heavenly Venerable. Seeing this, moral Heavenly Venerable quickly recalled the Xianhuang Pagoda, and then offered another treasure. Buzz! Papa, Shishi! A scroll filled with thunder and lightning opened in the void, as if the sky had been torn open, and the power revealed was incomparably powerful. Rumble! Even though the Buddha's hand of the Destiny clone was extremely powerful, it was knocked back a few steps by the Heavenly Venerable's Tai Chi diagram. How is it possible? What on earth is this? Yuan Mi's clone looked at the Tai Chi diagram covering the world in the void with a look of disbelief, showing a look of horror. At this time, a trace of surprise flashed in Feng Haoren's eyes in the distance. He didn't expect that Tai Chi diagram could be so powerful. Immediately, he no longer paid attention to the battle between the 2, and took a step forward, the demonic energy rolling around his body, like a demon god coming to the world, and he was not far away from Mingjin in the blink of an eye. I said that even if the Buddha from Tianfo Hall comes, you will not escape death. Mingjin looked at Feng Haoren calmly, his eyes changing from fear to indifference, as if he was a wise man who had seen through life and death. Immediately afterwards, he gently clasped his hands together and recited scriptures in a low voice. Buzzing! Suddenly, a dazzling Buddha's light emerged from his body, forming a golden shield, like a barrier that could resist all things. Hey! Dying struggle! Feng Haoren snorted coldly, activated the magic power in his body, and gathered it in the holy demon sword in his hand. Then he swung his sword out, trying to break through Buddha Light's defense. Boom, boom. However, the Buddha's light is as solid as a rock, and no matter how Feng Haoren attacks it, it cannot be shaken at all. Everyone looked at this scene in shock, secretly sighing that Mingjin was so powerful. Why did the Buddha in Tianfo Hall suddenly become stronger? Yes, he has become stronger because he abandoned the fear in his heart and advanced to the realm of Dao Venerable by fighting Feng Haoren. What? The realm of Dao Venerable? Everyone couldn't believe it, and their eyes focused on Mingjin. When the 2 were in a stalemate, Mingjin read a more profound scripture in his mouth, and the Buddha's light instantly became stronger. Boom! Immediately, a heaven-shaking Buddha light rose from Mingjin's body and shot straight into the sky. The aura on his body also continued to become stronger at this time, from the previous Dao Emperor 9th layer to the Dao Venerable Realm in an instant. Amitabha. I would also like to thank you, my benefactor. If it weren't for you, I don't know when I would be able to enter this realm. Ming Jin was now shrouded in the dazzling golden Buddha light, like a god or Buddha coming to the mortal world. As for Feng Haoran below, he felt a sudden increase in pressure, and his face turned serious. Immediately, the corners of his mouth raised slightly, and he smiled evilly. Oh? Do you think that by stepping into Dao Venerable, you can shake me? That's ridiculous. Today, I will show you what real cross-level killing is. Buzz. As soon as he finished speaking, Feng Haoran's body slowly rose up, and his whole body was filled with bloody demonic energy. At this time, he was like the demon god in the Hongmeng abyss. His appearance caused terrifying phenomena of heaven and earth to occur in this space. When many geniuses saw this, they all exclaimed, Is this still the power that Hongmeng Demon King should have? It's such a terrifying aura, it feels like this whole world will be crushed by him. How did he practice? Just because of Hongmeng Demon King's cultivation, he has such huge power. What kind of monster is he? I think he is a demon. No, he is a demon god from the Hongmeng abyss. Chapter 250, Ming Ember Falls? Feng Haoran's body rose slowly, and his whole body was filled with bloody demonic energy, like a demon in the Hongmeng abyss. He held the holy demon sword and looked at the bright ember enveloped in the dazzling golden Buddha light with an evil smile. Buzz. When the latter saw this, even though he was now promoted to the Venerable Realm, for some reason, he felt a faint sense of crisis in his heart. Ming Jin thought that he was scared out of his shadow by Feng Haoran's power, and couldn't help shaking his head. No. I had only reached the Emperor Realm before, so it was normal to lose to him. But now I have reached the Venerable Realm. There is a qualitative leap between the two. How could I lose? Thinking of this, Ming Jin slowly raised his eyes, looked at Feng Haoran's extremely fast attack with a determined expression, and shouted loudly. Even if Tianwei once said that you can compete with Dao Venerable 5th layer, you are just an ordinary genius. Facing this Buddha who now possesses Dao Venerable cultivation, you can only be suppressed. Buzz. Just as Ming Jin finished speaking, the aura on his body suddenly surged. Who gave you the courage to bark in front of me? At this time, the evil smile on Feng Haoran's face suddenly disappeared and turned into a bloodthirsty look. The holy demon sword in his hand suddenly had a surge of magic light. He raised the sword high and fell across the sky. Choke! The holy demon sword made a sword sound, and the crescent-shaped sword light shot through the air with a force of destruction. Buzz-hoo! Rumble! The sword light hit the golden light rising into the sky, making a violent sound. With such a powerful impact, even the space began to shake. The force generated by the impact rippled in the void, lifting many talented people watching the battle into the air. Ah! What kind of power is this? It's so powerful! Could this be the true strength of the forbidden celestial body? No. The residual power of this impact is so overwhelming that I can't resist it. The battle between Feng Haoran and Ming Jin also attracted Yuan Mi's attention. When he saw Ming Jin breaking through the realm and blocking such a powerful attack from Feng Haoran, he just breathed a sigh of relief. However, an accident happened at this time. Click! I saw the golden Buddha light emanating from Ming Jin's body shattering in an instant. Dang lang! A sound like a broken mirror sounded, and then, Ming Jin's face showed a look of horror. What? Hey! The sword light displayed by Feng Haoran continued to impact with powerful power. Bang! The sword light hit Ming Jin's body and made a loud noise. The next moment, his body flew backwards like a kite with its string broken. Pfft! A large mouthful of blood spurted out from his mouth, and his face turned as pale as paper, as if all his life force had been sucked away. Feng Haoren took advantage of the victory to pursue, and with a flash of his body, he appeared above Ming Jin. He raised the holy demon sword again and stabbed Ming Jin fiercely. His eyes were full of killing intent. At this critical moment, Yuan Mi, who was fighting against the moral heavenly venerable, broke through the space and came directly to Ming Jin. "You little beast, how dare you! Old bald donkey, I didn't expect you to be even more shameless than Zunti, and you would even dare to interfere in the battles of the younger generation. Today, I will leave you alone." Moral heavenly venerable's figure is like a ghost, flickering, and his hands are constantly making fingerprints. Buzz bang! Suddenly, a terrifying world-destroying thunder appeared from the Tai Chi diagram. Its power was so powerful that it split the space, and everywhere it passed, there were stars. Ah! Before Yuan Mi could react, the world-destroying heavenly thunder sank directly into his body. Boom! An explosion sounded, and Yuan Mi's body instantly turned into dots of starlight, dissipating between the sky and the earth. "No Buddha!" Ming Jin roared, his eyes full of pain and sadness. Although he was only Yuan Mi's clone, he died because of himself. "Hey! Since you don't want to let go, let's die with him." Choke Feng Haoren took the opportunity to swing his sword towards Ming Jin. At the critical moment, Ming Jin throws a Buddhist bead, which quickly grows in size and emits dazzling light. Buzzing! Boom! The prayer beads carried strong power and withstood Feng Haoren's blow. Upon seeing this, Ming Jin started to run away frantically. At the same time, he secretly swore in his heart that he would avenge this bloody sea of blood. Feng Haoren looked at Ming Jin, who was escaping, with a sneer on his lips. His smile was like a devil, making people shudder. "Do you think you can escape without my consent?" Feng Haoren slowly stretched out his hand and snapped his fingers in the void. Bada! Buzzing! A space passage suddenly appeared in the void, and he stepped out and submerged into it. When Luo Hu saw this, he hurriedly followed him. Although he couldn't take action, protecting Feng Haoren's safety was still his top priority. Furthermore, as long as the controller dares to violate the blood oath first, then he can naturally kill them without sparing any effort. On the other side, Ming Jin ran away like crazy. After an unknown amount of time, he thought he was safe and stopped. He kept breathing heavily. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Damn Feng Haoren, he dared to destroy the Buddha's clone. Just wait, one day, this Buddha will definitely cut you into pieces. Oh really? Do you think I will give you this opportunity? Suddenly, a voice came from the void, and then... click! The void in front of Ming Jin suddenly opened a hole, and Feng Haoren walked out of it with his hands behind his back. When the former saw this, he staggered and sat down in fear. How is it possible? You can still use the power of space rules. The moment Ming Jin saw Feng Haoren, his heart sank to the bottom of his heart and his face turned ashen. He never expected that Feng Haoren would still have the power of space, so he would have no hope of escaping. Seeing that he had nowhere to escape, Ming Jin felt relieved. Amitabha, Feng Haoren, come on, if there is an afterlife, this Buddha will definitely destroy you. Don't worry, if you die in my hands, you won't have an afterlife. After Feng Haoren finished speaking, he held his palm, the holy demon sword appeared in his hand again, and then swung the sword out. Buzz, who? The sword light broke through the void, and Ming Jin slowly closed his eyes, waiting for death to come. Thank you for watching. Continue exploring the fascinating world of Chinese novels with us. Hit that subscribe button on Chinese Novel Audiowave to stay updated with our latest stories. And never miss out on a great listen.